Celtics urged to land $188 million All-Star in Blockbuster trade idea. The Boston Celtics are heading into the 2025-26 NBA season facing a period of transition and uncertainty. After a major summer overhaul, the team has lost 4 key contributors, leaving fans and analysts wondering what this upcoming season will look like. Expectations aren't as high as they have been in recent years, and many view this season as something of a gap year for Boston, particularly with superstar forward Jason Tatum unavailable. The Celtics frontcourt, which has been one of the team's greatest strengths over the past 2 seasons, now looks like a vulnerability. Losing Porzingis in the offseason left a hole in both depth and versatility, and the team's frontcourt struggles could define how competitive Boston is this season. But there's still hope. Experts, such as Rohan Bramot of Clutch Points, have suggested that a blockbuster trade could help stabilize the roster and even turn this gap year into a stepping stone for future success. One of Bramot's top recommendations is Pascal Siakam, the $188 million All-Star forward from the Indiana Pacers. According to Bramot, Siakam possesses exactly the kind of two-way skill set the Celtics need. On offense, he's versatile, comfortable scoring in the post, facing up from mid-range, and even facilitating as a secondary playmaker. Defensively, his length and mobility allow him to guard multiple positions, which is essential in Boston's switch-heavy defensive schemes. In other words, Siakam could replicate some of what Porzingis brought offensively while adding even more defensive flexibility. Adding Siakam wouldn't come cheap. He's coming off a strong playoff run, making him a prized asset for the Pacers. Trading him would likely require Boston to give up a combination of promising young talent and role players. A hypothetical trade Bramot suggests would involve the Celtics sending Anthony Simons, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Neemias Queta to Indiana in exchange for Siakam. While that is a sizable package, it would allow Boston to address its frontcourt weakness directly and put them in a position to remain competitive even without Tatum. Siakam's game is well suited to the Celtics system. Offensively, he's a multidimensional scorer who can attack the rim, score in the post, and space the floor when needed. He's also a capable playmaker, which means he can create opportunities for teammates during stretches when Boston's other stars, like Jaylen Brown, are off the court. Defensively, he's equally valuable. With the ability to guard positions 1 through 4, Siakam could help Boston maintain the kind of defensive versatility that has been central to their success in past seasons. At 31, he's still performing at a high level, which adds another layer of reliability for the Celtics. From a strategic perspective, acquiring Siakam could shift Boston's trajectory for not just this season but the next several. Even if they view 2025-26 as a rebuilding year, landing an all-star like Siakam would give the team a cornerstone player who could elevate younger teammates and keep the Celtics competitive in the Eastern Conference. For instance, a player like Simons, who is talented but still developing, could flourish alongside Siakam, learning from his experience and versatility. Similarly, adding Siakam could take pressure off Brown, allowing him to focus on specific aspects of his game without being relied on for all scoring and playmaking duties. Of course, there are challenges. Trades of this magnitude are never easy, especially when they involve star players and multiple young assets. The Pacers may be reluctant to trade Siakam to a conference rival, particularly a team like Boston, which has been consistently competitive in recent years. Furthermore, the salary cap and luxury tax considerations mean that Boston would have to carefully structure the deal so that they don't exceed allowable limits. In many cases, this can require creative negotiation, including additional player swaps or future draft picks. Despite the hurdles, the potential upside is clear. Siakam brings not only elite skills on both ends of the court but also championship experience and leadership qualities that could benefit Boston. His presence would immediately improve the Celtics' interior and perimeter scoring, add defensive versatility, and create more spacing and flexibility for the team's offensive sets. In other words, acquiring Siakam could turn what might otherwise be a challenging season into one with genuine playoff potential, even without Tatum in the lineup. It's also worth noting that such a trade would send a signal to the league and Boston fans alike. It would demonstrate that the Celtics are committed to staying competitive, even during a transitional period, and that they are willing to make bold moves to maintain their standing among the top teams in the Eastern Conference. For fans, this could create excitement and optimism about the team's long-term direction. Beyond the immediate impact, a player like Siakam could also influence the development of Boston's younger roster. Players like Peyton Pritchard and Simons are still growing into their full potential, and having an experienced all-star alongside them could accelerate their development. Coaches could implement more complex offensive and defensive strategies, knowing that Siakam can execute them reliably. Over time, this could set the foundation for sustained success, even as the Celtics look to bring Tatum back and continue their pursuit of another championship run. In conclusion, the idea of Boston acquiring Pascal Siakam is a bold and intriguing one. While it would require significant resources and careful negotiation, the potential rewards are substantial. With his ability to score, defend, and facilitate, Siakam could fill the Celtics' frontcourt void and provide stability in a season that is otherwise full of uncertainty. Whether or not such a trade becomes a reality, it's clear that the Celtics have options and that frontcourt reinforcements could play a pivotal role in their immediate and long-term success. As the season approaches, all eyes will be on Boston's front office to see if they take decisive action. Even in a gap year, moves like this could shape the team's future for years to come. For fans, it's a reminder that the NBA is a league of constant movement and opportunity, and that even during transitional periods, one blockbuster trade can change the narrative entirely.